Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Boxing. Today I'm going to be going over Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, which is this Sunday. We're going to be going over Devin Haney versus Jorge Linares, which happened last weekend, and then Jake Paul's new fight announcement with Tyron Woodley. If you do enjoy the video or you have any more ideas on what I could do, leave them down in the comments below. Make sure you like and make sure to subscribe. Cheers, boys. Getting into Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, I think this fight, this is a quality fight. I mean, it is and it isn't, if you know what I mean. Like, in terms of the actual boxing, I don't think it'll be a good fight. I think it's all down to Floyd. It's all how Floyd sees it. He could do like a Conor McGregor, let kind of Logan come to him. But I think Logan just shouldn't box. He just go in, he should be throwing windmills, he just be going for it because he's got nothing to lose. He literally has said on multiple occasions he's got nothing to lose. Do I think Logan will win? I just get my prediction out there. No. There's no way he wins this fight. There's not a single hope. It actually annoys me. I'm like going on about like, I have a fighter's chance, I have a puncher's chance. He doesn't. If Manny Pacquiao or Conor McGregor or, Oscar De La Hoya or Cotto couldn't land, or even Canelo couldn't land a right hand and knock Floyd Mayweather out, why do you think Logan Paul can? Logan Paul's going on as if he can win this fight. Like, he couldn't even beat KSI LJDBT. So how is he going to beat literally the greatest defensive boxer of all time? Probably, one of the best boxers ever. So I just don't know. I think it's really annoying when he comes out and says stuff. He's like, if you give me 3 years to work hard. He said exactly the same thing in the build up to the KSI fight, and we saw how he performed. He was going on about, I'm getting seriously good at this sport. Like, you're not, and he never will be good at boxing, Logan. He just doesn't have it. Like Jake has it. He's just got that little instinct. He's got that sharpness where he wants to go in there and knock his opponent out. I don't think Logan has that. Logan went on for an entire training camp going on about how he's gonna KO KSI. I think he said round 4 or 5 he was going to knock out KSI, first round decapitation, whatever. And he went in there, he was fighting for 18 minutes and threw his right hand like 4 or 5 times. Like, it's actually crazy, the stuff Logan says. And I know it's crazy what Jake says, but in fairness, Jake has backed it up on numerous occasions. Said he was going to knock out Gabe and knocked out Gabe. He said he was going to knock out Nate Robinson. He flatlined Nate Robinson and he KO'd Ben Askren. At least he's backing it up, and it shows that Jake can go in there, has the composure, has the power, has the ability to go in and knock someone out. I just don't think Logan has that. Even in his training videos, he just looks too relaxed. Like, I'd love to get some videos up. He's got his hands down. He's just almost too composed. He's too relaxed. He just looks a bit lazy in there. And he just won't go in there and knock Floyd Mayweather out. I don't even see him landing a glove. And I think that's Mayweather's aim. And as well as that, another thing he was saying in the True Geordie video as well, he's like, this is Floyd's biggest liability is the fact that he's got emotionally involved and he freaked out at Jake. I don't see that whatsoever. Like, I don't see Floyd going into the ring with this big burning passion to go out and he's going to be so rash and so reckless, he's going to lose his head. Like, he's had 50 fights, 50 pro fights. I think, was it 26 world title fights or something like that? Like, this man, you cannot get more composed than Floyd Mayweather. He was in there with Conor McGregor, the best trash talker of all time. Everyone knows that, everyone can admit that, and you can get rattled once. I think with the Jake thing, like, yes, he lost his cool, but the Jake thing is more like, let me put it like, so the audience can kind of get this well. It's like, say you're in year 13 or 14, right? Year 13 in England, year 14 over Northern Ireland, right? Say a first year was to come up and like steal your hat. You'd be like, who is this? Like, do not disrespect me. You'd be going and getting it straight back. You get more pissed off because it was a first year, because he's someone young and he's just disrespecting. He's kind of like, do you know who I am, kind of thing. But was he like a year 12 or year 13 or year 14? They stole your hat. You just sit there, stand there and laugh and like, I give it back. It'd be one of them. That's my analogy to it, really. Whereas Floyd just saw Jake Paul as someone who's like, Jake Paul's like 23, 24. He's not a boxer. Well, he's not a pro boxer. He's a YouTuber. He makes funny videos. He pisses people off. He's just stole his hat. He's like, I'm not having this kind of thing. Whereas on the fight night, Floyd will be as composed, as cool, as calm. He'll be a showman. This fight will just be completely run by Floyd, and I only see it going one way. I think personally, my prediction for the fight is Logan Paul is going to get pulled. He's going to get pulled from the fight. Milton, it'll go back maybe round 4, round 5, because I don't see Floyd KOing him. He will not KO him. He will not, like, one punch knockout. I don't think he'll stop him. Well, no, he will stop him, but I don't think he will, make him, he'll not TKO him or KO him. He will end up stopping him, as in if Floyd or Logan or Milton, Logan's coach, will just go, yeah, I've had enough. He'll get into the 4th or 5th round. His body, his ribs will be in tatters. He won't want anything else. He'd have collected the bag. He'd put his hands up on the ropes. He'd go, yeah, that's it. And Milton will go, right, I've seen enough. And I wave it off. That or the referee. I think that's how I see it going. If Floyd is going to win. He's going to win by Logan pulled out. That's my prediction. Leave yours down below. What do you think? I think it's a very interesting fight. I actually want Logan to win. If Logan was to beat Mayweather, oh my goodness, how amazing would that be? The internet would be just tears. It would be incredible. The boxing fanatics, like, your man Floyd Mayweather is the top dog in boxing, and he's just been KO'd by Logan Paul. But Logan Paul's a winner. He is a winner. He's got in the ring with the greatest of all time. He's won. It doesn't matter. If Logan can last 6 rounds, he's won. He doesn't need to. And I think they talked about this in the True Jody podcast. He doesn't need to win. He is already a winner. He's collected his bank. He's got a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Like, I honestly, yeah, he's won anyway. So I really want Logan to win. He won't win. There's no chance. And it's weird as well seeing Logan. He's getting, like, I really, really like Logan. I actually do. I'm not a big fan of Jake, but I really, really like Logan. Because, I don't know, I just think he's nice and mature. But there's some stuff he's saying. It's just like when he's on about, like, oh, like, I've trained really hard. And he doesn't know, he's banking on me being really bad. Like, Logan, you are really bad, though. Like, you are a bad boxer. Like, Floyd's been in with literally one of the greatest ever in Canelo and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was top 5 pound for pound of all time. Manny Pacquiao, 2 years past his prime. I know Floyd is 44 and he's old, he's not going to hit hard, but you don't lose the boxing brain, you don't lose the composure, you don't lose the skills and the assets. He's still going to time his punches. His defense is still going to be perfect. Well, not perfect, but it'll be very, very good. So Logan's going on about banking on it being really bad, and he's saying he could, like, take Conor McGregor. Like, Conor McGregor is one of the greatest UFC strikers of all time, if not, top 2, top 3 best ever strikers. And that's boxing. And he showed for the Poirier fight, like, his boxing is actually very, very good. The only thing he might lack is the actual ring IQ. And, but that you get that, like, over longevity of being being in the ring, in the actual squared circle, the boxing ring. And look, McGregor just doesn't have that. But Logan doesn't have that either. He's going on about, like, oh, I think I could take Mayweather or McGregor. I just don't see him as a good boxer. It's like McGregor would take his head off. He went 4 rounds of Mayweather. Yes, Mayweather's taking the time off to see it, but McGregor did still take 4 rounds off Mayweather and went 10 rounds with the greatest ever. So that has to count for something in a boxing ring. So, yeah, I don't know. When he goes on about stuff like that, it annoys me a bit. But you know what? It doesn't, because he's selling a fight. Like, he's smart. He knows the numbers are rolling in. This fight will be, I think, millions will buy this fight. Because boxing fanatics will buy it out of anger and be like, right, I want to see Floyd Mayweather destroy this man. And then people like me and YouTube fans will be like, I just want to see a YouTuber get in there with the best ever. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for this fight. I think Logan will get pulled by his corner. That's the way it goes. He doesn't beat Mayweather, no way. I hope he does, but I don't think he will. No, he won't. So yeah, leave your predictions down below. What do you think of the fight? I think it's class, but yeah, what do you think? Leave it down below. And moving on to actual, a pro boxing fight, a world title fight. Jorge Linares versus Devin Haney. I watched this fight in DAZN the other night. It was actually a really, really quality night. It was after the Champions League final. I stayed up and I watched it. Devin Haney looked so good. I think he threw out like 41 jabs in the first round. He looked super sharp. He was timing them perfect. His defense was really good. And to be fair, Jorge Linares is a very explosive, very hard hitting lightweight. And he hit Devin Haney. I think it was the end of the 9th round. And, he got hit him on the bell and Haney looked shaky. Haney recovered and he won the fight comfortably. I think it was, 116 to 112 on a lot of cards. So yeah, Haney looked really, really good. I honestly think I tip him to beat Ryan Garcia. Gervonta Davis, I love Gervonta Davis. I love Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis to see him. I think they're really, really good fighters. I love them both equally. But it's really tough because Gervonta Davis brings something different. He's got a really good team behind him. I don't know. I think the Gervonta Davis Devin Haney fight may never happen though, because he's under Mayweather promotion, so Gervonta Davis will wait for the right moment to get for Haney. I think Haney Lopez will happen before even Haney Garcia will happen, because Haney and Garcia have a really good relationship. But Haney Lopez should be a very, very good fight. Lopez is kind of the similar style to Linares. He's explosive, he's hard hitting, he doesn't use his jab as often, but his jab is very good. It's a very, very powerful jab. But Haney, on his night, I think he could beat any of the lightweights. He is the real deal. I really, really like Haney. I think that's all I have to say really. He's class. I really like Devin Haney. I said that multiple times now, but he looks super sharp, and I honestly think he is the one to dethrone Lopez and be the undisputed light heavyweight or the lightweight champion in boxing. Moving on to the final topic of the video, we've got Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Now, I'm sure a lot of you do know I do not like Jake Paul. I'm not a fan of him. I think I'm not a fan of him because I'm a Team KSI man. But at the end of the day, you've got to put your hands up. You've got to give this man respect. He is so active. Was it 4 fights in 2 years? It's crazy. August 28th, Tyron Woodley. Now, I'm not going to make any predictions yet because I'll probably make that, a couple of weeks before the fight, a couple of days before the fight or whatever. But you know, Tyron Woodley is a really big test, and Jake Paul signed with Showtime. He's taken, you know, to be fair, you've got to look at it. He's taking this seriously. The Nate Robinson fight and the Ben Askren fight, you're like, right, they're not worthy opponents. The Anything Give fight we all thought was a worthy opponent because they're both YouTubers, a basketball player and the worst striker in UFC history. They're not tests. Whereas this Tyron Woodley, multiple knockouts, knockout artist, overhand right is crazy hard, crazy sharp. He times it perfectly, but Tyron Woodley is getting on a bit. He's a bit old. He's on a 4 fight losing streak in the UFC. I think he was cut from the roster as well. He's just past it now. Do I think Tyron Woodley's the man to sell tickets? No. Ben Askren, right, and I think even Jake could admit this as well, was a legend in the build-up. He's a great talker. He always was, even in UFC as well. He was always brilliant at press conferences, sold well. He's funny, he's funky as well. You know, that's funky Ben Askren. But Tyron Woodley he's boring. He's the personality of a wet flannel or something like that, or I don't know, he's like a brick wall. Honestly, I think he did a press conference and he was talking about Black Lives Matter and stuff. It said asking the questions and stuff like that. And I know there's a serious topics, but in terms of actually selling the fight, this will all be Jake. And Jake is definitely a worthy man to get tickets. He's a genius. He's a marketing genius, and it pains me to say that because I don't like him, but he is. Do I think Tyron Woodley will win? I'm not sure. I have to see how serious he's going to take this boxing, because obviously what we've seen from Ben is he just didn't take it seriously whatsoever. So I'm hoping Tyrone can now look at Jake and be like, right, you know, Tyrone said this is the easiest fight of his career, this is his biggest paycheck and stuff, but I hope he doesn't look at it that way. I hope he can go in there and really make a stamp, because that's what Ben had the opportunity to do, was go in there and knock him out. And I now think Tyrone can do that for the whole of the MMA world, and the whole of just the entire world can go in and knock Jake Paul out with a big overhand right, flatline him. Tyrone has the opportunity. He just needs to take the boxing serious. He needs to, you know, just learn how to box, because Jake obviously has boxing experience over him, and they are different dimensions. You know, we talked about, remember when I was comparing McGregor to Floyd about like ring IQ and stuff like that. Jake will be developing that sparring day in, day out with very high level pros. Jayon Love, BJ Flowers, they're high level world champion pros. So he's got a team behind him, and he will be building experience as the days go on. So Tyrone really needs to take this seriously. But I will make a prediction before, but I just wanted to make a wee video on this, just to give respect to Jake Paul for taking this fight. And yeah, how do you see the fight going? What did you think of the Devin Haney fight? And what do you think the Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul fight will go? What are your projections for it? Leave it down below. If you have enjoyed this video, thank you so much. You know, it's been a bit of a changer from the interviews. There will be a couple more coming. I think hopefully I will get an interview. I'm getting an interview with Had soon from TikTok, and Paddy Murphy as well. So, and then maybe a couple more as well. So yeah, hope you look forward to that. And there will be more Let's Talk Boxing and more football videos. I will be making more football videos. Don't worry about that. I haven't forgotten about that. I haven't forgotten my roots. So I will be making a team of the year, team of the season, and a build up and prediction for the Euros video as well. So make sure to look out for that. If you have enjoyed, please like, please subscribe, and leave any suggestions down in the comments. Cheers, boys.